The scandal is how Democrats and the left have scarred the landscape of our country with grotesque so-called modern art that celebrates ugliness, that celebrates defacement. The tragedy is a political party and a movement that has ripped down our statues, our monuments, our holidays, our heroes, our heritage.
Stephen Miller has apparently been brushing up on his Orwell as he goes on TV there to talk about the left tearing things down when he is on TV to discuss the destruction of the century-old East Wing of the White House. By the way, if he's talking about holidays being canceled, how many holidays have they refused to acknowledge since they got back into power? See, we can do this all day, but what he says when he's on TV isn't really what I'm concerned with. It's the fact that he is on TV. So why is he on TV? Why is he defending the destruction of the East Wing and the building of this massive 300 and counting $1 million fancy dancing room? It's because it is a PR nightmare for them. It makes them seem as disconnected from the concerns of everyday working Americans as they are in fact are. And so they've all been going on TV to try to defend it. But the issue is they can't. They can hopefully distract from the true problem, which isn't at the end of the day the building or the destruction. It's the massive bribery that is gonna pay for all of this. That's the problem. And I want people to stay focused on that. So we're gonna talk about the actual money and the corruption and the bribery and how the sheer volume of it has skyrocketed just over the course of 1 year. Because there's a few things people seem to have forgotten in the frenzy over this story. First of all, this is from back in the day. They said originally that they were going to just build this separate. They weren't gonna destroy the East Wing. So why did they have to destroy the East Wing? Well, they said we can do it cheaper and more structurally sound than building it next to the existing structure. So it's gonna be cheaper. After all, they're just worried about saving people money. But are they? I will remind you, when Donald Trump began talking about this again, on March 20th, there was this headline: Donald Trump building $100 million ballroom inside the White House. That's March 20th, $100 million. By July 31st, it was a $200 million ballroom. So over the course of 3 or 4 months, it doubled. Then PBS's October, it was a $250 million ballroom. Then October 22nd, at that point, it had risen to $300 million. And I'll remind you, last week he said they'd already raised $350 million for the ballroom. I don't think saving money is really the issue with this. And I just want to remind everyone that the issue isn't just the sheer amount of money that's being raised. He had originally said on May 4th of this year, he would be building and self-funding the ballroom. So however much it was gonna cost, and at that point, I think it was about $100 million, he was gonna pay for it. Now it's 300, maybe $350 million, and corporations get to use it as an unlimited fund to throw as much money at Donald Trump as they want in exchange for God knows what, and they've been doing that. By the way, it would seem that that would be the worst possible outcome, that the corporations would be using this as a way to bribe Donald Trump. I will remind everyone, last week when he said that he was gonna get the DOJ to give him $230 million, he said he was going to use part of that to fund the ballroom. But that DOJ money is just taxpayer funds. We're right back to us paying for it, with a middleman of being the DOJ and Donald Trump. And so all of that, obviously over the top and growing. And the reason, JR, that I want to remind everyone of the timeline is I think most people have forgotten that originally it was gonna be $100 million just earlier this year. And so right now it's 300. In 6 months, it could be 400. It could be 500. My bet, and I would love to be wrong about this, I think in the end it's gonna cost more than $1 billion. And I think we're gonna get there in the next 2 years. That's my bet, I'm on the record. But what do you make of all this?
Well, I mean, he's bringing in $20 trillion into the United States. I mean, I guess it's all just easy peasy, wipe it away. Well, there's a very simple question that all can be asked, because all that is very true that you're saying. He's always said that he's this builder, kind of like Scott Besson is a farmer. He's a builder that does things better for cheaper. When is somebody gonna ask this guy? So you say you do things better and for cheaper. You've criticized the Obama Library or something that's being built that they're all upset about, how it's taking so long, it's costing more. How are you no better than that? Because we keep seeing you now promote and exchange all of these things from one number to the next. And now we have the Trump arc. And now we have a bunker being built. And now we have your stupid ballroom, which by the way makes no sense for the parameters and dimensions that they're talking about. None of this is actually real. There's other nefarious things going on. First of all, we'll get this much. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow on my own stream. But it's similar to we failed this test over and over again. Just like when he first got in office and he said Mexico's gonna pay for his wall, and it never happened. He's been this way since he started, and we keep falling for this same trick. Aren't we sick of drinking this snake oil? He keeps selling it to us. The rickety car that they sell it to us keeps breaking down as soon as it gets off of the used car lot. It's time to stop doing this.
Yeah, and you're totally right. And that's the section that I want to turn to on future shows. This is not going to be a 300 or 500 or $1 billion ballroom. It's going to be a $1 billion building. And much of that's not going to the fancy dancing room. They are going to build a massive bunker under this thing, and God knows what else. But I think that's also why they're being so sensitive about the photos being taken of it. When they start digging out a massive hole in the ground, they're not gonna want live video footage of that. And again, maybe I'll be wrong. I'm saying this live on TV. You can quote me if I'm wrong later, but we will see. I think that this is about much more than just sipping champagne with Jeff Bezos.